So Razer made a Stream Deck, and in some ways it's definitely the better product. There is a lot to talk about regarding the Stream Controller X, as it is a much more trimmed down version of the regular Stream Controller from Razer, but it's much more accessible in my opinion. So introducing the Razer Stream Controller X, the streaming device that you should probably get. Let's dive right in. So quickly, I wanted to say thank you to Razer for sending this out to me for review. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So inside of the box, you're going to find the Stream Controller X sitting right on top and wrapped in plastic. Going deeper, you will find some instructions. Then moving past that, you will find the stand itself. Inside of a separate box within the packaging, you will find the USB-C cable for power and data. The exterior design consists of plastic, but this is a device with quite a bit of heft. There are many things that make this such a nice device to have around, and the build is definitely one of those things. It feels really solid when you hold it in hand, and the USB-C port is right on the back. So this is operating on a detachable system, which is objectively better than having a wire stuck to it permanently. This is also something that comes with a stand that, while it can not be adjusted in any way, it is a magnetic stand and it has a somewhat adhesive base to it on the bottom that adds a very strong grip, hence a really solid experience when pressing any buttons. This thing will easily stand on its own, so I really like that. Now, what about the buttons? They are about as good as I can imagine them to be. They feel really solid to press with less travel, but a very clear feedback when pressing it. It's just very nice to press, and it definitely beats the Stream Deck in that regard. I think that they did a very good job in that regard because the hardware is just really nice here. So when it comes to the display portion itself, you've got an objectively brighter and more colorful set of buttons compared to the Stream Deck. While it doesn't appear to be much sharper, if at all, it definitely looks better because of the colors and the brightness. So the display behind all of this just looks noticeably better than on other devices, which is greatly appreciated. The viewing angles are also nicely handled here, as it looks the same regardless of where you're viewing it from, which is a solid inclusion as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about the software. So thankfully we get to use the Loupedeck software instead of Synapse, which is a software that does a really good job when it comes to managing aspects of your streaming device. Many of you don't know this because I never actually reviewed it on this channel, but I actually use a Loupedeck CT exclusively for video editing, so I'm actually pretty familiar with the Loupedeck software already, and the fact that the Stream Controller operates off of it is really neat. So with that said, by default, when you activate this device by connecting it to your PC, it will immediately load up some icons and applications, as well as having some profiles ready for apps like Twitch, OBS, and even Streamlabs, which for me is going to be perfect. But you can make adjustments as you see fit. You can add other applications to open and even set controls specifically for those applications, but everything else you would be doing manually. So any key mapping or shortcuts that you would like to include can be placed with this software. You have a total of 15 buttons to work with, so you can make the most out of that for sure. So thankfully the software is fairly straightforward, which is pretty good, but they definitely could have done something about default icons for certain actions. For a lot of actions that you can set, you don't have icons at all available to you by default, which means that you will have to download some icon packs from the web, wherever you would find them, that is. This is something that I wish had just been included in the software, as with other products, I don't have to search the web for icons, as there are just ways of easily getting it within the software itself. So I would like to see some kind of update that fixes this so that we have standard icons to work with at least. So what about the usability itself? Well, it's everything that I pretty much expected. If you've already used a Stream Deck before, then you should know exactly what to expect when it comes to the functions, as it will be virtually identical. Like most people, I prefer to set my scene transitions and mic controls and then just forget it. In other words, just leaving everything set up as is and then using it like it is. But everything just works really well here. What I generally prefer about Razer's alternative here is that the hardware is really solid, to the point where if they made a version with more buttons, I would definitely see myself replacing my Stream Deck XL because of the quality of the buttons and the display. I've used this device for both editing and streaming, so I've been able to designate the controls that I need, even if the icons took some hunting for. But I eventually got what I wanted after the initial setup and have felt pretty comfortable using this device. Frankly, I like it a lot. So in conclusion, I ended up really liking the Stream Controller X, and I would like to see a bigger version of this device for my personal usage. Things like the detachable cable, the buttons, the display, the stand, and even the quality of the loop deck software really do make this device a really awesome one, to be honest. Granted, this device is on the expensive side of things, as it costs $150, but I think that it is worth the price increase because of the hardware. It just makes for a more solid experience than using a standard Stream Deck, for example, from my point of view at least. So with that said, I can strongly recommend the Stream Controller X, as the icon thing, for instance, is mostly just a slight inconvenience that can be worked around. It's fine, but I still want to see an update in due time. However, this is a great alternative that I would personally choose if it was my own money on the line. So, strongly recommend it. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way up until the very end. I do very much appreciate it. If you are interested in seeing what the Stream Controller, the regular one, looks like, then please make sure to check it out through my affiliate links down below. If you are to use my affiliate links to buy pretty much anything on Amazon, then you would be helping out the channel quite a bit. So I would appreciate that quite a bit too, because it does make it a lot easier to buy review units and that kind of thing for this channel, so that I can bring more content to you all. Now, with that in mind, also, there aren't going to be any affiliate links to the Stream Controller X because it's not available on Amazon, so I'm just going to leave a link to Razer in the description, so you can just go ahead and click on that and then buy it if you are interested in getting this product. You can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you would like, and on Twitch, where if you would like to see some streams moving forward, probably at around the middle of May-ish, because that's when the grad school semester should end, then hopefully I should be able to actually provide you all with more streams and actually finally start to have a little bit of fun. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Enjoy.